Good morning and welcome to High Voltage, Volt 104.3 FM. My name is Mavis Atudume. What a great way to start a new week. Going into the weekend. It's Friday and it's the very first day of October. Some people are going to be very happy this weekend if you are a salary earner and then you are an Alawi expector. This is a good weekend for all of you. So congratulations and thank goodness it is Friday and we are done with the month of October and we are headed straight for the celebration season where the people are trying to end the year on a certain note. But it's time to ask the question from the experience that this country has had in the year 2024. One wonders what the Christmas season will look like around here, going by the fact that so many things are not what they used to be. We wonder how we are going to navigate this Christmas celebration. And of course, I'm not by myself this morning. I have a mental health specialist. I told you she'll be here this morning. Let's try to see how all that's happening around us and how we can put it together and manage ourselves this Christmas season. Because the truth is, the pressure normally at this time of year is a little way up there. And going by our economic state as a nation, we have seen insecurity become very audacious in the year 2024. Most of the things we've seen around here, we've not seen them happen around here in a long time. Just about 2 days ago, a young woman had found a way to poison the food of a young man and then thereby ending the lives of 5 young men, including another young lady. It is true. It is true. That happened. And just yesterday, we also got hint that another young woman had found a way to also poison her father, and this is just, within, we've not gotten to the real deal, we still have the month of October to deal with. And these are the things that are coming out. So we're going to be examining these situations this morning. I have Mrs. Joy Ene Oji. You know her, she's been here before. She's a mental health and awareness coach. She's executive director at Joy Oji Foundation of Hope and Development, an NGO promoting mental health and emotional well-being in the society. It's amazing. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Good morning.
Welcome. And how are you feeling this morning?
I'm good. It's a new month and I'm hopeful.
You always look like you don't have problems. Do you have problems at all? You know the way she sounds, like very demure, very mindful. Like, this T-Pain thing it's none of your business. How you doing? How do you do it?
I'm very well, that's true. We live already. We understand situation.
Mhm.
When you are aware of something, you cope better
Okay.
than allowing situation look as if it's happening as if you don't know about it at all. You understand? When you wake up in the morning, you already know that a day comes on its own and you might not be able to determine the end of that day. All you need to do is to stay hopeful. So sometimes people ask the question you just asked, is it that you don't have a problem?
I mean, look at you. You don't look like you have. You don't look like you have any problems. Like, I want to be like you when I grow up. It's that level of confidence. There's a certain peace that you have. That is amazing. Mrs. Joy is going to be teaching us how she manages to get this level of zen. Because, I mean, if you buy fear like this now, you could just provoke. Normal. Me, I will provoke. I used to provoke. So, I don't know how. So, this is very good. You're going to have to teach us some of that, attitude this morning. But before we start doing that, let's reel out the headlines so that we will catch people up with what's going on this morning, because we usually do that on this program. And of course, you are allowed to call in because we are also live on YouTube. It's High Voltage News. Please subscribe and share and like, and of course follow us on Facebook at Volt 1043 FM. You will be doing this program a very huge one. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Call 0706 048 5853 or 0915-570-8347 to drop your comments, contributions, or lamentation as you might find them this morning. Sometimes one needs to, lament a little bit, even if there's nothing you can do. All you need to do is watch your language, keep it simple, civil, and clean, all right? So that we don't break any rules or regulations while we're trying to express ourselves by what's happening. All right, let's quickly tell you that on the Daily Post this morning, Tinubu deserves credit for subsidy removal. He sleeps by 5 a.m., says Dari. All right, he is working hard at fixing the country from the look of things. Naira jumps to 1,675.49 Naira and 1,750 Naira against the dollar at the official black market foreign exchange market. Okay, that's in the news this morning. Let's see if there's better interesting stories here. All right, 2025 isn't smiling. Governors, the rich will be scared. This is coming from Primate Ayodele. He says 2025 isn't smiling. Governors and the rich will be scared. Whoever knows why? Well, you can find more details of that story on the Daily Post this morning. Let's show you what's happening in the Vanguard News this morning. There's hunger in the land. Governors admit as they back President Tinubu's policies. All right, so just admitting it solves the hunger problem. I get that. All right, let's move on. Withheld salaries, varsities, and non-academic staff strike continues despite federal government's plea. If you remember, we told you that the universities have decided to strike because of unkept promises by the federal government. One wonders why our education system is such a plaything that this level of stories come out twice in a year. Our universities usually go on strike. In the past 3 years, they've been at home every other year. And one wonders, in a country like this, the things we pay attention to are very strange. Our military is suffering. Insecurity is engulfing us as a people. Our education system is falling into the gutters, and nobody seems to care. Nobody cares that our universities go on strike every other six months. Nobody wants to do anything about it, but we hear that about 27 House of Representative members in Ekiti State are going on a retreat with their spouse in Canada. Yes, these are the things we get to deal with here. The vice president demands a new private jet, because the one he has, is shaky and his life is in danger. We are renovating already built apartments with 21 billion naira. We are buying private yachts. We are buying private jets. We are doing, our priorities are in the pits of hell. It's unbelievable the things that happen here. So schools can go on strike for as long as they decide to. The federal government is not bothered. The governors are not rallying around. Associations and agencies are not bothered that our young people are home when they should be studying, when they should be getting what is due to them. But we've increased the salaries of the judiciary over 300% just in 2024. We've done that as a nation. We are paying our judiciary 300% of what they usually would earn in a country where our minimum wage cannot purchase a bag of rice. And not so long ago, judges in Nigeria, 40 of them, had gotten newly built fantastic, glorious buildings in Abuja, to make them comfortable and not to be able to sway their judgment with Nigeria. But then the stories that come out of here are chilling. Anyways, let's move this forward. We're still on the Daily Post this morning. Withdraw tax reform bills from National Assembly, says NEC to President Tinubu. The National Executive Council has asked the president to withdraw tax reform bills from the National Assembly. One wonders why. Is this in the benefit of the people? I don't know. But if you want to find out why that is, please go to High Voltage News on YouTube. And these stories are up there for you to grab more information on. Or try the dailies as well, as you might want to read some of these informations for yourself and find out what is really going on. Let's go to the Punch newspaper and tell you, still on the tax review, presidency mounts defense as 36 governors reject proposal. It seems everybody is kicking against this tax bill that the president is putting up. Yeah, I think it's time that someone talks about it because the businesses are shutting down in their numbers. Production and productivity is going so low, people cannot keep up. Yes, the taxes are out of this world. This all is just banging up on the people, banging up on the people. The NYSC core members have also complained that they received their salaries for October and it was still 33,000 naira when the federal government had promised that they would begin to pay them the minimum wage. It's sad. It's sad how the Nigerian people are being neglected and disrespected with so much blatant audacity. One wonders if there is any saving us from all of this. Let's continue with the Vanguard, the Punch newspaper this morning. Man can't lift petrol without NNPC approval, says Dangote Refinery. All right, moving on. Federal government striking varsity workers talk end in deadlock with the federal government. That's very unfortunate. All right, let's take you to our investigated stories where it gets even better and give you details on some of the things that are going on. One of Nigeria's PhD graduates have been in the news for making certain statements. He says, I thought I was patriotic and I regret leaving the UK to come and earn 250k in Nigeria. This made headlines because it's coming from the Vanguard newspaper. This guy made some outlines, the reasons why he made this particular statement, and it will make you cry if you are a Nigerian. It will really, really tell you our position, where we are as a people and how not good we are doing. Yeah. You might want to read up on that article. Okay, so I told you that Ekiti House of Assembly members are set to visit Canada for a retreat. And of course, popular Twitter and political influencer Maurice Monye made a strong comment on that and said, I also recommend Bali too. They have very good tourist attraction there. Yeah, they might want to try something more expensive. At this time, the the insensitivity of the elites here, it's unbelievable. Anyways, somebody important has made a comment on Nigeria's system, and that person is none other but the U.S. Secretary of State, who has made a huge comment on the insecurity of Nigeria. He was in the news yesterday saying, only in Nigeria can bandits take over the nation's largest military training facility. Anywhere else in the world, this will be obviously fake news. But in Nigeria, even the most absurd and outrageous things are possible. When will the nation get decent government? This is coming from the U.S. Secretary of State himself. And he's in the news for saying this. This is coming from the Sahara Reporters. And yes, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So U.S. Secretary of State knocks Tinubu's government, says only in Nigeria will bandits take over military training facility. And it will be a regular story in the news headlines in the morning. And there is no emergency meetings or emergency programs put in place to handle things like this. It's quite unfortunate. All right, let's see. Sheikh Yahaya Jinga has said Igbo people did not vote for this Muslim ticket, but they are the biggest beneficiary. Why are we, the Ariwas, the ones getting investigated for diverting agricultural allocation? This is not right. Coming from Sheikh Yahaya Jinga in the news this morning. Also, Ned Nwoko is in the news on the Daily Post saying that carrying arms will solve Nigeria's security problem. This is where Mrs. Joy is going to come in, because this is where I will start asking you questions from. It's amazing. Anyways, those are the headlines as they are coming in this morning. You know, you're never out of stories around here. If you keep looking, there's so much more. These are the ones that I feel that you must know so that you can be articulating them with me. Call the numbers live in the studio to join us this morning. You can also send us text messages or WhatsApp messages. You can join us live on YouTube, on High Voltage News on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and share. All right, call 0706 048 5853. Alternatively, you can call 0915 570 8347. Mrs. Joy, as a nation, please, are we mentally capable of handling something as big as arms? Can we carry? Do you
No.
think Nigerians should carry arms? No. Why do you think so?
Okay, because the way even, let's take for instance, you go to market to get something, and sometimes there might be a crash.
Okay.
So when I said some people are mentally ill, the way people are in my mental health, you will not see people start abusing it.
Start abusing it.
Definitely they will abuse it. If somebody gets angry and feels that what you did, he doesn't like it, he just get rid of you.
So you don't think we have the mental
With
stability
to do that? No.
Oh.
No.
So okay.
Unless they have to put all the Nigerians on training.
What kind of training? What kind of training would they put us in?
That's why it's impossible.
Okay, so let's talk about this generally. From what you've seen, you've been in this profession for a while. How long have you been in this mental health profession?
3 years now.
3 years now. All right. Have you ever seen mental destabilization around here like you have experienced it this year?
No.
No. At
This
what
year
percentage?
Okay, let's say if last year would be like 50, this year I'll rate it 70 to 80.
70 to 80.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
The stress is on the increase. Because what is going on in the country itself is something else. The adults are affected, families are affected, everyone. Society is affected. Just imagine, I remembered one of those days, I walked into a supermarket, the cream I got last. And when I walked in to get it, and I had, I'm sorry, ma, it's 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, 10,000. And I looked at the girl, said, the last I got this is 4,500. She started laughing. And can we talk about it? Did they increase my salary?
No.
For me to not increase my upkeep. So this is stress on their own.
Wow.
And that's why as you're leaving the shopping mall, and if you're driving, you might even hit someone.
Really?
Because a lot of things are going on. You're thinking about how to manage the salary. You are still not talking about taking care of the family. But what of other family members? They will still call you because they're also facing the same challenges. Then the stress is something else. So at this stage, you keep hearing people chatting me up. Sometimes I can't be able to handle that because sometimes I'm trying to manage myself too. Because people will chat you up. Okay, I don't know what is going on now. Then in the midst of this, some men feel the women are doing nothing. Because by the time a man goes out all through the day, has stressful day, comes back thinking the woman is doing nothing, not actually knowing the woman is also a support engine in the family that he can't be able to handle. But at that stage, it's actually stress, unmanaged stress. Before you know it, might even lead to abuse and bullying.
How do you think abuse has increased with our economic state during this period? Has it
Yeah, it
increased?
has. It has because even in the counseling session, that's how we get to know. You
Okay.
keep hearing people. Okay, one of my recent clients, I believe she's even online now.
Okay.
So she said, okay, my husband has never laid hand on me.
Mm-hmm.
But just came back as I'm still trying to explain what is going on. He said, I bought this half bag of rice. It's supposed to stay for so
Oh
long.
dear. Oh
So as
dear.
the man
Oh
is
dear.
talking, she's trying to like explain, you are part of the people eating it. The man said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking, you are talking. And the next
And
thing is,
oops.
mm,
Oops, oops,
and
oops.
it continued.
Okay, and just yesterday, I was at the WABMA town hall meeting. Were you there?
No.
Okay, we were there, and we were speaking on this sexual and gender-based violence. And it's sad because it's now on the rise, like you mentioned, because of some of the pressures that people don't know how
Yes.
to handle.
Yes.
You just spoke about this skincare situation, and I was having the conversation very lightly with some group of ladies, and someone said that we would leave skincare and begin to use vegetable, that's groundnut oil. And someone mentioned that groundnut oil is not even cheap, so they shouldn't even
That's
go
even
there.
another
And we
point.
all started, laughing because it doesn't just end in, let's say, imported goods. We can't even feed ourselves here. So I'm hoping that there is something that we can do to be
Yeah.
able to manage it. So can you teach us a couple of things? Okay, first of all, how can we tell that we are under mental stress? How can we pinpoint it?
Okay. Mental health issues, we have different types. And we
Okay.
have the things that when you see, you need help. Most cases is characterized by irritability. You notice that suddenly you're irritable.
Please break them down,
Sorry,
for us in
you are
classes so
irritable
that,
like you
yes.
always get angry without knowing why. Because definitely you get angry when you drive it to a station to get a fare and you hear it's 250 something or 25 or 2 something and you use 10,000 just like my car. Then 11,000 gives me a full time.
11.
11. Now this is like 2 years ago, not even up
Okay.
to that.
Okay.
Now to fare the same car is going like 70,000.
70.
Now
From 11.
from 11,000. Now you see people getting angry for no reason.
That's right.
So this is one of the ways you will know. And before you know it, it goes to affect your sleep. You start having what is called sleep disruptions. Sometimes at night, you normally go to bed and sleep, you don't.
Okay.
Sometimes you see yourself misusing social media.
What do you mean by misusing it?
Okay, now, somebody is trying to cope.
Okay.
They just want to listen. They feel that's the best way to cope. So what they do is that they just log in. They go to YouTube to watch movies.
Okay.
They go to TikTok to watch comedies so that
Okay.
at least they can laugh.
Is that good? Do you recommend
Yes,
it?
it's part of it, but you
It's
should
part of
understand
it.
that if you don't work on your emotions, even after you are done living, logging out of social media, the problem is waiting.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hear you.
So I tell people that it starts from inner. It is your personal. It's going to be personal. You must be intentional.
You must be
You
intentional.
even no matter what is going on, just like you said, I don't look like it. I'm intentional.
Okay.
In fact, it's more like I live battle ready. Because I feel somebody might bash my car.
Okay.
But I will pray against it as I'm coming out, actually.
Okay.
But as I'm driving, I'm aware of another person's mental behavior.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. Because I tell people you don't know the way the guy is driving, the lady is driving, you don't know what is going on.
That is true.
Just like one of those days, as I'm driving towards the road, the lady overtook me with speed. As I was like, what is going on? After some time, there was a badge. She had a fatal accident. So by the time we stopped, like she was screaming, I can't hold it again. I can't do it again. I can't watch my children drop out of school. I cannot watch it. And she was bleeding. So these are issues. Once you begin to detect that you see yourself, you're irritated over little issues, you notice that you count on little things that doesn't matter.
You know, my boss is very interested in things like this.
Yes.
You know, there was a day, I'm going to give a testimony right now. I think I've told it here before. There was a day I came in here, walked in here one morning, and I was about to come in for this program, and she stopped me. I was so lucky that day. Okay, I was so lucky that day. I was going to walk in here and she stopped me. She says, "What's going on?" I said, "Nothing, I'm good." She calls everybody and tells them to cue the show and asked me upstairs. You know, I'd never seen that bold attack on mental health before, especially on the corporate level. I didn't know that there are establishments that care to that extent. She walked me upstairs, and I can tell you that I was there for about 2 hours. It was one of the most heartbreaking 2 hours of my life because I had to talk about things I hadn't talked about in so many years. And it was one of the most remarkable things that had happened to me in my work life. I'd never known that some people would go that far. You know, why we have these conversations is because it's real people that these things happen to.
Yeah.
And as much as we try to be strong, and I'm saying this also for the men out there who try to hold things in, you know, you have to, it's the way of a man. You have to do this, you have to, and there are some women who are like that as well, women like me, who we have our set rules and our set goals because of the way life has structured us and all that. Please, if there is somebody, I'm not a mental health specialist, but this conversation really triggered something in me. Please, if there is someone in your life that there is a chance that you can be vulnerable with, I don't know how you're going to do that. Some people do it with God because they think it's too much for other people to hear. But I think it's okay to talk to somebody because just relieving it from yourself could do a whole lot
That's
for you.
right.
So I'm going to say it right here. Mrs. Malika Bowe, you also came to my mind this morning. I really want to thank you. It's amazing to work for someone with that much
You know,
insight.
in the year 2024, just
Yeah.
this October 10th,
Yeah,
that's World Mental Health Day.
of course.
And what are we promoting? Mental health at workplace. So what is all about? What is it all about? It's not all about talking about it without seeing the reality of
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
all about living it. We are promoting where the employer always understand the feelings of the employee. Sometimes you come in, you are the boss. I'm also a boss in
Oh
my
yes,
office.
oh yes.
Sometimes I walk in, I say, come in. What's going on?
Oh yes.
Only that word enough.
You know,
Will
that's the
heal a
idea
soul.
that someone has the time to look you over and ask. You know, sometimes when my colleagues come, I say, "What's going on? You okay?" Because you must look out for the people
Between
around you.
colleagues, bosses, because in as much as we are talking about it, there are people that are not so good in multitasking. So by the time they get that kind of job, their mental health is affected.
There's so much
I
going
have
on.
people under me,
You know.
and I have the habit of calling them almost every day.
You
Unless
see?
you're not at work,
Okay.
I will call you and tell you one of the things that's going to help you. So you see, they keep coming close. And somebody, because some people, there's many people call me mama. It's not by age.
No, it's
So they feel that
it's
that
something.
emotional attachment, because they pass me even on the street, I will stop you. I walked in to get Fred this morning, and as I'm talking to the lady, she's eyeing me. I would have gotten angry and said, I'm coming with my money. But when she said, I said, darling, are you okay? She said, how can I be okay?
Oh yeah.
When I didn't get my salary, they paid
Oh
others.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So when I'm done, she looked at me and said, can you open your car? Can I give you a hug?
Oh dear.
So that's enough for me this morning.
Those hugs that can save your life sometimes. Those hugs can really
So in
save
a
your
season
life
like this,
sometimes.
I'm begging the society, because we are individuals that can make it better. In as much as the country is this way, you still have to find a way of surviving.
That's right.
Try to put your emotions under control. That's where emotional intelligence comes in. Always think before you act.
Oh,
Don't
wow.
act. After acting, you begin to go into regrets. You understand?
Which is most people's way of operating.
Because what is going on in the States and everywhere now is enough to pop the anger, even without anything happening. But by the time this feeling comes up, you tell yourself, now I'm more than this.
Right.
I am more
Right.
than this.
Because you must understand these pressures are coming from all angles. There's the
From all
economic
angles.
pressures, there's the family,
Family.
the people with children right now are the
What are
most.
physical health
Oh
challenges?
gosh, there are. I pity family people,
Mm,
especially with children. There's so much. If you've fed children before,
mm,
you would understand. It's not something you would wish someone who doesn't have any means or resource, because when children are hungry around you, uh, you might lose your mind.
exactly.
You might lose your mind. So there's the family, there's the workplace, and there's trying to manage your finances, because it seems
Yeah,
you're working
that's
hard,
it.
and there are strong forces working against your money. Do you know that a bag of rice is headed to about 130,000 naira as we speak, and
Yeah,
it's not December yet?
it's not
This is
December.
just the very first day of November. Petroleum is 1,200, 250, 300, depending on your location and where you're buying. And transportation is on the lowest of lowest. And I've been on this platform asking governors in the southeast, especially Governor Peter Ndubisimba. I've been begging him to please look into subsidizing transportation in Enugu for civil workers and students and alike, so that people can move around. It's enough that people can move past a certain time at night in Enugu for security reasons. But I think that with the way the country is going, maybe in his capacity as a kind, loving governor of Enugu State, he would look into this particular matter. And I also hope that he's going to pay the minimum wage that he promised, 80,000. Or 75, I don't know, I can't remember the actual amount at this very moment, but he has promised to pay, and I'm hoping that he does. I think it's
That's tough.
70,000. I hope that he does, because the people, more than anything, need some sort of relief.
Yeah,
It's sad being a Nigerian at this point, because you wake up every day, is sad news after sad news, is bad news after bad news. None of the policies that are made every day seem to favor the average Nigerian person. Just yesterday, one of our ministers, Bayo Onanuga, made a very outrageous statement where he said that 25 million Nigerians have received 25,000 naira conditional cash transfer just 15 hours ago. This is on the news. Channels carried this live. He made the statement live on channels barely 15 hours ago. He says 25 million Nigerians have received, not will receive, have received 25,000 naira cash, conditional cash transfer from the federal government. This is not the first time we've seen lies like this here. So are people who are told things like this every day.
every.
We will give you a subsidized rice. We will reduce the cost of importation. We will do this. We will do that, without none of it getting back to the people. Are people that have been disappointed to this level because we don't trust the security system, we don't trust the security agencies, we don't trust our judiciary, we don't trust our politicians, are people who are this faithless. How do we manage our mental health in this country?
All right, I will start by saying set realistic expectations. For instance, there's no way pressurizing yourself at this time. You know, the truth is that what you can't change, you can't change it. If you worry over it, it will get to physical health challenge. I was talking to someone yesterday. I said, if you don't put a control over the way you're feeling, you will shut down your physical health, and that becomes more complicated because the drugs now, the prices is something else.
Oh, yes.
Now, the way people are dying in general hospitals now is something that would have been averted.
Why?
But they can't be able to afford it.
Okay, it's cost.
Yes, because I realized that I just lost one of my cousins.
I'm sorry.
Yes, she just was rushed to the hospital. But at this stage, you're talking about someone who that would have used 100,000 their holding to take care of.
Okay.
But the drugs they are mentioning is 100 and something thousand.
But minus the fact that things are expensive, do you happen to assume that people are kind of taking advantage of this bad situation by hiking the price of things on their own, our retailers and our business people? Do you think?
Okay, I used to think that.
Okay.
But after a while, I realized that these same people, they also have other needs and they buy from.
Okay.
For instance, a dealer that deals on jewelries will also get food to eat,
Okay.
has a family, pays bills. So one of the ways they have to survive is to put up the price.
They have to put up the price.
Yes, so they can
even
also
even if
survive.
it is almost
It's just that
exorbitant.
sometimes people take advantage of it. Maybe some persons do.
Some
They
persons.
just feel somebody gets a good for 500 naira and you had is increased. You didn't get it at that price.
Of course.
You join others.
We've seen that
I
in the
just said I think this is the
southeast.
right time to build a duplex.
We've seen that in the southeast more than anywhere else.
So when I mean by setting realistic expectations, avoid pressurizing yourself.
Okay.
Create what you can handle. In as much as they are not increasing the salary, I understand. Can you shut down on expenses?
Okay. Can people shut
In
down
as
on
much as it's not
expenses?
easy,
Okay.
but you can still. Take for instance, we get things that we wear. We have needs, we have wants. So we focus more on the needs.
Okay.
Like I had one of my friend, she was like, these days I don't budget to get clothes. So what I do is go to market, stock up the kitchen.
Okay.
That's the need of the
Oh,
family.
food first.
Food first.
I hear you. Food first.
Food first.
That's
but there are
right.
people, the one major issues we are having,
Like it's
people are doing it.
wonderful.
People are still doing that. Because one of the ladies came to me, was like, I'm dying, this is going on, this is going on. I said, the hair
You're wearing.
you're wearing,
That's right.
go and sell it.
Hey, Wuchim.
Sell
Oh
it
my
and make
goodness.
peace.
Oh my goodness. All right, you can join this conversation, please. You can join. I am with Mrs. Joy and Oji. Please call 0706 048 5853 or 0915-570-8347 to join us in the studio this morning and be a part of all of this that we are talking about. Mrs. Joy, please continue. You said competition. You said, so you asked her to sell the hair.
Yes.
And what did she say?
You have a
What
hair.
did she say? I
When
just
I
want to
said
hear
it,
her reaction.
because there's a way I talk with people.
Okay.
I won't say it in a way that you won't get it well.
Okay.
So she started laughing.
Okay.
She said, I never thought of it.
All right. Let's talk to our caller. Good morning, sir.
Baby,
Good morning, sir.
I dear Kekunum.
And a happy new month to you.
Amen. I wish you the same. My special greetings to the guest.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Month.
That's okay. Chuku from Abani Road.
Welcome.
I thank God for our guest, not your guest alone. This
Yes,
time.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
She's our guest.
Exactly. One thing I have discovered is that I'm sorry to use that word in a radio, that some people don't know how to put it. How do you imagine somebody whose salary is below 200,000, even 100,000, and you still see him? Now you knows
You see? You see?
If already give somebody money the less than 100,000.
Exactly.
So can I put everyone and live for 1,000?
Yeah, exactly.
Okananya moto. I hear that.
Just couple now
You
then you
see?
see that many of them happen at private school. Can be the chicken will draw your child.
Exactly.
Please in a public school where they are paying little or nothing.
Yes.
Resist from going to that, is on staying in that same school
What
where
the
they are
hell
paying
people
nothing.
will
You
say?
stay out there.
That's
What
right.
is the problem with that? So in my own mind, some people deliberately create problem for themselves.
That's right.
I can't
Deliberate.
if the beating of the music changes, the reasonable fellow should change the dancing pattern.
That is true.
I'm telling you.
That is true.
The much I can contribute because special.
Bless your heart, sir. Have a lovely day. Yes. May November be good to all of us,
Amen.
despite all the negative forces that are working against us. 0706-048-5853. So you don't hear them. Sell the motto, sell the hair, sell the things that you do not need. Good morning to you.
Exactly.
Are you there? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. A first time caller.
You're welcome. God bless you. What's your name and location, sir?
Okay, I'm Barisifa from Independence Lot.
Welcome. Welcome. Happy New Month.
I wish you the best, man.
Welcome.
I want to thank our guest. She is so passionate about the situation
Mm-hmm.
in the country, and I just want to say that it's not easy. It's not easy. I never imagined myself that I will live and one day experience what is going on in this country.
Yeah.
The heat is getting more and more. But like the first caller said, everybody should look for those things that are very important. I drive, my wife also drives.
Yes.
But I think I've told her that once we enter dry season, when I had to pack and start finding my way, because can't be spending 120,000 naira to purchase fuel every
Petrol.
month.
Oh, goodness.
You will feed
You
your
feed.
family. Now, they have indirectly added everybody to Band A in Enugu
It is true.
without our
It
notice.
is true. You've
Whether you're
noticed.
having light or not, the price of gas is increasing on daily basis.
Yeah.
The landlords, I don't know whether they had a meeting, they're increasing their rent.
They actually
They
did
actually
have a
did.
meeting. They had a meeting.
They're increasing their rent almost every year. So nothing is going down again. And I think everybody should prioritize feeding now.
Exactly.
Once you can just feed your family, I think you have done noble. That's the very most important thing, because Nigeria is not getting better every day. The worst thing now is once you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is to open social media, you just get depressed immediately.
That's the worst, sir.
Automatically, because there's no good news coming from there.
Exactly.
None.
You know, every day you keep on hearing about one thing or the other. And the propaganda that our government is giving us is very unfortunate. They will promise this, they will promise that. Every day you want to hear something encouraging from them, but you are not getting it. And man, I feel I'm a strong person, but of recent I discovered that I always go into depression sometimes. You just get angry or
You are
get
not
Exactly.
alone. You're not alone.
you
sir.
just be quiet unnecessary,
You're not
Oh,
alone.
no.
thinking of how to navigate a situation.
Child.
So it has not been easy, but God will help us.
He will.
Amen.
So my encouragement, my advice for people is just do the ones you can and leave the rest for God. Don't
Yes.
overthink, because the cost of drugs now is very high.
True.
So that you
True.
don't add
to the issue.
fuel to the fire already.
God
Going to
bless you.
hospital now will be very, very expensive for anybody.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ifani. Please have a lovely day ahead of you. This is disheartening to hear. This is disheartening to hear. If you want to be a part of this program, please call our phone lines and join us. We will be leaving the studio in just a short moment. This program is just 1 hour for now. But of course, if you want us to extend it, you can come to number 64 Ozubulu Street in Independence Layout, and we can do something about that. It's open for sponsorship and participation as well. Follow us live on YouTube. It's High Voltage News. Please subscribe, like, and share. All right, and you will be doing us a very big one. These things. Sometimes we feel like it is, when we tell ourselves, when we use that word, we always say it is well. I don't know who taught us that thing, but that thing is, I think somehow it's good though, but somehow my mind is telling me it's not very good, because I feel like it creates a certain kind of hope that is almost unrealistic. I'll come back to why I said that. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome, sir.
My name is Frank.
You're welcome, Mr. Frank.
I've been happy new month.
Welcome, sir. Happy New Month to you too.
I've been hearing what people have been saying. Just like me, where I work, my salary is 50,000. And before then, I was driving bus, and my kids, they're all in private school.
Okay.
But when I see that where the boss no longer work and I start working earning monthly salary 80,000, which is very limited to what I was earning before.
Okay.
The best thing I did was to tell myself the truth. See, guy, you're not going to do this thing again. The first thing I did, I told my wife, see, we are pulling these kids from private school
Exactly.
to publish. She was angry. I said, Madam,
I
please,
can understand that.
for the sake of my life,
I love that.
it doesn't matter. The most important thing is that our kids are going to school.
Yes, sir.
It's not that they are not, you remove them from private school and kept them at home. They are still, me, I went to public school.
That's right.
And I learned what I wanted to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I am a graduate, just that I don't work. I don't work out with certificate higher. I decided to face the other way around.
That's right.
For survival.
That's right.
So, my dear, the best thing I keep telling people is, don't hang your shoe where your hand no go fit reach. Cut your coat according to your size.
That is right.
That is those. Because I've been listening to the lady in the studio. You just get. Sometimes I get angry without anybody provoking me. So the best thing I do, I just go look for water and drink, and I start asking myself, why are you even angry at the first place?
That's good.
I know that
Self-awareness.
I didn't meet up to some certain things. Sometimes I get home, my wife will give me all the whole complaint, even get angry. And I look at her and say, I know, I understand the situation, but please, for the sake of our life, because these days, people no longer sick, they just die. You sleep, you didn't wake up in the morning. And I don't have money for hospital. So I just tell myself the truth. So please, I had the same program like this. If you want to extend, maybe I should visit the office. So you should extend. I listen to Auntie Malika every night.
Okay, good.
So that
Oh,
our
your
life
mental
will live
health
long.
is in a good place then.
So that our life will live long.
Exactly.
It makes people like us who don't waka in the night again. We run back home to listen.
Okay.
Because going out, you'll be spending even more than the one you have. So you just come back home, stay at home with the kids. Before you know, you sleep off. Tomorrow you are set for the work of the day. So that is my little contribution this morning.
God bless you, Mr. Frank. Thank you for calling the show. Continue to listen to us. We have the best interest of the people at heart. At least we hope that we do. Mrs. Joy, anything that you need to tell us before we leave this morning?
Okay, just like the last caller or the second to the last said, when you wake up in the morning and you switch to social media, the first thing you might see is 14-seaters vehicle ran into a ditch and all didn't survive. That bad news is enough to affect the daily activities. Because one of the things it will do to you begins to release what I call anxiety, which is fear of what will happen. Just like kidnapping and all that's going on. Your children are going to school, you're worried. There's anxiety.
Okay.
You're worried, are they going to come back? Would they be kidnapped? No. So one of my advice to you is, if you believe in God, hold on to the God you believe in. You wake up in the morning, the first thing you should do is to pray. Another thing you should do is to look for good news.
Good news.
Yes.
Okay.
Because how you start the day determines how the day will end. If you start with being optimistic, hopeful, and positive, no matter what happens, I love what he said.
Yeah.
Something is happening, he told himself, because I said it earlier.
Self-awareness.
That's self-awareness.
Truth.
He looked at himself and said the truth to himself, no lies. Do I need this clothing I'm buying now? Something happened recently, a few days ago. My husband gave me money to get a clothes. I didn't buy. So yesterday, I had a program I was invited to speak, or day before yesterday. He said, get the new clothes. I said, I didn't buy, sir. He said, why? I said, I left it in the account for other needs.
That's right.
Not when I spend it to get a clothes and something comes up and will disturbing you and you get angry. And if I disturb you and I'm giving myself works, so I have to go to the box and dig a clothes,
of course,
iron it, dress cute,
and look beautiful.
And look beautiful.
That is right. All right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Joy. She is a mental health and awareness coach. She's executive director at Joy Oji Foundation for Hope and Development, an NGO promoting mental health and emotional well-being in the society. You can contact her if you want a personal counseling session or other advice and, of course, coaching. 0806 142 3480. All right, I'll take it again. 0806 142 3480. I would leave you with some last words of myself. I would ask you to please resist the urge to be pressured about dirty December this year.
Yes,
and
right.
also trying to be outside. Please don't be outside. Go and buy food stuff. It's really expensive. You know, stock up some gas, you know, buy a lot of rice. It's a serious situation. And please cut your coat according to your size. Don't forget to show love to yourself, which is telling yourself the truth and, you know, minimizing the way that you are spending the little resource that you're managing to bring in. All right? Be good to yourself and to the people around you. I'll see you again next week, Monday, 9 a.m. till 10. High Voltage comes to you. My name is Mavis Atudume. Try to have a beautiful day, okay? Good morning.